Hi everybody, it's Mrs. M&M, and we are going to be making some art about rainbows. And rainbows are signs or symbols of hope. And when we see them, they remind us that even though it might be raining right now, when the sun comes out, there will be a beautiful rainbow. And a lot of people have been creating rainbows during the quarantine and the time that we're staying home. They've been making rainbows and putting them in their windows and on their doors. They've been hanging them on their mailboxes as a sign to people that, they care, that to give them some hope, some brightness in their day. A lot of us are staying home. We're not going to work. We're not going to school, but there are still a lot of people that are going to work. And we have doctors and doctors and nurses and all the people in the hospitals. We have anyone who works in a grocery store, restaurants, and in gas stations. There are our postal workers delivering our mail. There are sanitation workers picking up our garbage. They might love to see some beautiful rainbows. So I'm going to talk to you about a lot of different projects that you could do with a lot of different materials, hopefully some things you have laying around the house. One of the things I wanted to say before I start showing you some ideas is please ask permission before you use some things, because maybe they're not ready to be reused for art making. And also some of the things we might do, you want to have a grown-up with you so that they can make sure you do it safely. And at the end, I'll be using an iron. And you definitely don't want to do that without an adult watching or helping. So the idea is to make a beautiful rainbow. And I wanted to start by talking about the fact that if you do not have crayons, markers, paint, or anything at home, you can still do this with just a pencil. All right, now if you look over here behind me, I have all the art ingredients that we've all learned about since kindergarten. Line, shape, color, texture, value, space, and form. And for this rainbow, you could just create a value or a pattern rainbow. So you would draw yourself a rainbow using your pencil. And over on one side, you can see here, I have just done a value rainbow where I started pressing really hard to get a dark value and then gradually press lighter to get a light value. And then over on the other side, I've been using pattern to make different patterns in each of the rainbow's sections. A rainbow would have 7 sections. And that is one way that you could create a beautiful rainbow. And then you could write an inspirational message on there for somebody. So you can do this with just a pencil if you don't have anything else. So let's just quickly look over here, because there is a way to remember the colors in the rainbow, and it is Roy G. Biv. All my second graders and everyone above second grade, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, you guys all learned about Roy G. Biv. It's a funny guy's name to remind us the order of the rainbow. So R is for red, O is for orange, Y is for yellow, G is for green, B is for blue, I for indigo, and V is for violet. Indigo is a dark blue, violet is purple. So when you start doing your rainbows in color, you want to think about Roy G. Biv. All right, so you can just use regular computer paper and draw your rainbow. I used a combination of crayons, markers, color pencils, just to show you that you can combine them and you can use them in lots of different ways. And then you can put little clouds on the end of your rainbow. So I wanted to give you some ideas for clouds, but I'm sure you guys have things at home and you have your own imagination and you can come up with all kinds of solutions for this. But one thing you could do for clouds is take some cotton balls. And then if you take the cotton balls and just kind of pull and stretch, you can make all kinds of shapes, little fluffy cloud shapes, poof them out, glue those down, and that could be a cloud. You could just draw a little cloud, a little lighting there. You can see I just sort of drew some lines on there, and that could be glued down. And you can make a cute little cloud and 2 clouds and put those on there. And then have those glued on to your rainbow message. So I wrote on this one, thank you, stay safe. And then what I thought, let me glue down this little cloud. So for glue, guys, if you have white glue, Elmer. If you have glue stick, tape, and if you don't have any of those things, but you do have some flour around that, you can make wheat paste. So what I did in my little container here is I just mixed like a spoonful of flour, a little salt, and a little bit of water till it's like yogurty. And then you can just use your finger and dip that in there. And I'm gonna glue on my cute little smiling rain cloud. Press her down, count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like we always do. And then there she is, she's stuck down. And if you wanted to hang this on your mailbox so that your mailman and your trash collector could see it, get a Ziploc bag, if you have one, because that'll keep it from getting rained on or snowed on like it's snowing today. Zip that up, and then you can hang that on your mailbox. And then when the post person, well, let me flip that because I don't want that white thing in front there. Zip it up, and then you can hang that on your mailbox, and your post person or your garbage person will get a nice little message, and that might make their day. Okay, so thinking about what if you don't have any paper, one of the things that you could do is get some old newspaper, and I used watercolor on this one, and I painted my rainbow and wrote my message, everyone's a hero, we thank you. And this could go in your window, on your door, if you get any deliveries, if anybody's bringing groceries to your house, or maybe sometimes you get a treat and you have some food delivered. That might make their day. All right, and then for my last idea, because I know you guys are gonna take this and make it your own, I went through, here's another great source if you're sitting around home, but ask before you start cutting and tearing up magazines, because somebody might not have read it yet. If you look through the magazines, you can find all kinds of reds and oranges and yellows and greens, and you can tear that up into small pieces. And then what I did is I took 2 pieces of wax paper, okay? So wax paper, and then on one of the pieces, you glue down all of your shapes, all of your torn pieces, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, and then I found a little sun in my magazine. I glued it to one piece of the wax paper. Then I lay a second piece of wax paper on top. This is really important if you decide to do this. Again, please ask an adult to help you. Do not do this on your own. You want to put underneath your wax paper and all of your rainbow design a piece of scrap paper, and then make a sandwich with another piece of scrap paper on the top. Then you take your iron, set it to about a medium heat, and you press, and the 2 pieces of wax paper will stick together and they will hold your rainbow in place. And then when you hang that on your window, the light will shine through it and it'll be a really cool effect on your window. So that's another thing you can try. Guys, I know that at home you have stuff laying around. Many of you have sprinkles and sparkles and pom-poms and little scraps, buttons. You could make a collage. You could use one of the things I love to always save are my cereal boxes. I make tons of stuff out of them. If you take a cereal box and you make your rainbow out of that, you could cut it out, you could hang it, you could make things dangle down from it. So here's the challenge. Come up with a beautiful rainbow, use whatever you want to use to make it, whatever you have around, and then get it up in your window, and then take a picture of it. If you want to be in the picture, that's up to you. But what I want you to do is email it to my school email, lisa.mcferrin@craw.org, and I'll get to see your beautiful artwork. Make sure you put your name in there somewhere so I know who it came from and can give you credit for that. Now guys, again, you don't have to try any of these techniques. You can make up your own technique. Don't feel bad if you don't have time to make a rainbow. Don't feel bad if you don't have all of the different supplies. Just make something up. We're just trying to come up with a way to send a little bit of joy to each other and to have something beautiful to look at. I wanted to just say one more thing. If you don't have paint, here are some alternatives. You can get food coloring and paint with food coloring. Ask for permission. Also, you can take old dried out markers. Again, please ask for permission. You can take old dried out markers that you think don't work anymore, and stuck inside of there is still a lot of paint. So what I did is I took a cup, I put an old dried out marker in there, and it's really only been sitting for a little while, and look at how much orange is coming out of there. You guys know I love orange. And so if you let this sit all day and maybe through the night, when you come back the next day, you will have some really nice paint that you can paint with. So you gotta be inventive in times where we're really not going to the store. So please, I don't want you to feel like you need to go to a store and buy stuff to make your art. You can find things around to make your art. Another idea would be for your rainbow is to go collect red objects, toys. Make a rainbow part of red and then go collect some more orange. Take a photo with your phone and send that to me. That's another way to make a rainbow. Yes, you won't be able to hang that in your window, but still a cool way to do it. I forgot to say, we got our friends over here. I went and rescued them from the art room because they were really bored. Penny's here, and Senior Dali and Frida Kahlo, they're here, and they will be here, and as we do more and more lessons, hopefully they'll get to join in on some of their lessons. Let me think, is there anything else I wanted to share with you before I say goodbye? So I'm really excited to see what kinds of rainbows you make, and please enjoy. This should be fun for you. This should just be a great way for you to connect with your family and just have fun making and creating. That's what we're all about. So I miss you. I love you. I will see you hopefully soon, and we'll all be back in the art room making art together. All right, bye.